What's the worst thing your in-laws have done to you? Look, I need to get this off my chest because I'm sitting here in my own damn house drinking wine straight from the bottle while my sister Gail is literally barricading my bedroom door. So 3 years ago, I met Louis at this medical conference, and honestly, the man could charm the scrubs off a surgeon. But here's the thing about me, and I made this abundantly clear from our first real date. I busted my ass through 8 years of medical school and residency to become a pediatric surgeon, and no man was going to make me choose between love and saving kids' lives. I straight up told him kids weren't happening for at least 10 years. And even then, I'd be working full-time because, hello, I didn't suffer through anatomy labs and 100-hour weeks to become a housewife. Louis was all, oh wow, a woman who knows what she wants, how refreshing, and I bought it hook, line, and sinker. We moved in together after a year, and by moved in, I mean he moved into my house that I bought with my attending salary after living like a broke resident for years. Everything was great until 6 months ago when this man proposes at Olive Garden of all places. But whatever, I was happy even though my brain was screaming, this is sudden girl. 2 weeks later, Louis drops this bomb that his mother Linda is arriving tomorrow for a month-long visit. Tomorrow. I said, excuse me, why wasn't I consulted about someone staying in my house for a month? And this man really looked me in the eye and said, well, we're engaged now, so it's our house. And she's my mother, where else would she stay? Red flag number 1. But stupid me thought, okay, he's close with his mom, I can handle this. Except Linda is the kind of woman who thinks a woman's place is barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. And she's made that clear every time we've met. Our worst fight ever was when we visited her in Ohio, and she started planning our lives, including when we'd move back to take care of her. I shut that down real quick, explaining that medical licenses don't just transfer between states, and I'd have to basically start over. Louis backed me up, then saying my California house was nicer than anything in Ohio anyway. So Linda arrives and immediately starts her campaign of terror, criticizing my 12-hour shifts and asking why I don't cook dinner every night, like a proper wife to be. Thank God Gail flew in to save me because I was this close to committing a crime that would cost me my medical license. Then the universe threw me a bone. My boss pulls me aside saying the CEO wants to meet with me the day after our engagement party, and basically tells me without telling me that I'm being interviewed for chief of pediatric surgery. I'm 32. This position usually goes to dinosaurs in their late 60s. This is like being drafted to the NBA straight from high school. I'm vibrating with excitement at dinner and share the news. Linda literally snorts and goes, why bother? You're about to be a wife. I said because I love my career. This woman starts going off about how I'll quit when I get pregnant because babies need their mothers. I turn to Louis waiting for him to shut his mother down, and this man shrugs and says it's a good option to consider. A good option. Like my entire career is just a hobby I can drop. Then Gail, my sister, bless her heart, jumps in saying, my body, my choice, my career, my decision. Louis gets all weird and distant after that, but keeps mentioning this big surprise for our engagement party. He and Linda take over planning, while Gail and I go dress shopping. I'm thinking whatever, let her have this stupid party if it means she'll stop trying to turn our wedding into some Ohio barn disaster. We get home and I walk into my backyard to see rows of white chairs and a full wedding arch dripping with flowers. Not an engagement party, a wedding, a surprise wedding, in my own backyard, without my knowledge, without my parents who booked later flights, with 2 of my friends and about 50 of Louis' Ohio relatives. I'm standing there in ripped jeans and a Hamilton shirt trying not to commit murder in front of witnesses. Gail's death gripping my arm, whispering she had no idea. I storm inside to find Louis and Linda physically blocks me, saying brides can't see grooms before the wedding. I tell her to move and she says I can't tell her what to do in her son's house. Her son's house? I lost it. Tell her to get the hell out of my house where she's no longer welcome. Louis comes running and instead of defending me, tells me I have no right to speak to his mother that way. I walk outside and announce the surprise wedding and engagement party are canceled. Everyone get out now. Gail goes full bouncer mode helping me clear the yard. As people are leaving, Louis grabs me saying we need to talk, and I tell him to pack his crap and leave. Then Linda hits me with the killing blow. She smiles this evil smile and says good luck evicting him now that he's established residency and knows his rights. I feel my blood run cold because this witch is right, and suddenly I realize this whole surprise wedding might have been about more than just marriage. To make matters even worse, I woke up the next morning puking my guts out. One little test proved to me that it wasn't just from stress. Full story on channel, link below.